It's not a crime to use other hip hop producers' drums. I know I'm going to get a lot of smoke for that hot take, but it's true. It doesn't matter where you get your drums from, it only matters what you do with them. So today, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't feel ashamed to use other producers' drums. Then, after that, I'll play you some beats that I made with the drums from classic songs by 3 legendary producers, DJ Premier, Pete Rock, and Jay Dilla. First, my name is Monev360, but you can call me Mo for short. I'm the creator of this Back to the Boom Bap channel, as well as an MC/producer, and I love listening to and talking about boom bap. If you like the sound of that, then stay tapped in because I'm always dropping new videos like the one you're watching now. So why is it not biting to use another producer's drums? Well, here's the thing. It can be. If you just use the loop from their song with no changes to it, that would be considered biting. You just stole it from their track. So if you're going to use the drum loop from another hip hop song, you have to chop it up and flip it a different way. That's how you avoid it being a bite. Kanye has gone on record saying that he used Dr. Dre's drums before. This isn't a conspiracy theory either. He actually admitted it himself. I was listening to Dre Chronic 2001 at that time, he said, and really I just bit the drums off Explosive and put it with a sped up sample. Listen to This Can't Be Life, a track I did for Jay-Z's Dynasty album, and then listen to Explosive. It's a direct bite. And DJ Premier has done it too. Check out this clip of him talking about making You Know My Steez.
I always wanted to use that break from Grandmaster Flash and Furious 5 because it's a live recording of them at one of their gigs where Grandmaster Flash has this beatbox and you can't program it, you have to manually do it. So that's what he's playing live on the recording that we have. Showbiz is the only person I ever heard use that on a skit on Runaway Slave. So when I heard him do the skit, I was like, man, the way you hooked that up for that skit it was actually right before the Big L record on that same album. So from there, as producers and DJs, it's not a bite if you take the same drums or whatever and then freak it a different way, because that's part of the respect that we have for each other, especially when you're a dope producer like Showbiz. So it's a mutual thing. I might tell him, yo man, there's a record that you did with such and such drums. I sure wish I could get that. And he'll be like, yo, here, take the original and flip it. That happened with Jay Rue the Damager, Can't Stop the Prophet. He did it for Catch and Wreck. I like the way he programmed it. He gives it to me, same record, which I never had that record, and he gave me the original, and I did Can't Stop the Prophet. 2 different ways that we programmed it without being nothing similar to how we utilize the same sound. So You Know My Steez, that was my interpretation of taking that same drum sound that Flash played on the beatbox, then put my spin on it, combining the right sample to match that drum pattern, which I had already had programmed before the music came in.
Now, chopping up other producers' drums is not something I do all the time. There's no shortage on drums to where that's the only places I get them from. And I used to be against it because it seemed like it was breaking an unwritten rule in hip hop. No biting allowed. But there's a couple of things I thought about that changed my mind. For one thing, these hip hop producers get their drums from breakbeats. Whether they sample out one-shot drum hits from a break or they chop up the break, it's technically not their drums. Yeah, they might use EQ to fatten them up, but that just goes back to what I was saying before. Putting copyright and sample clearance aside for this discussion, they weren't merely stealing from the original musicians. They were creatively turning them into something new. So how can I steal drums from you that weren't yours to be stolen? The only people who can make that claim is the singer on the original song and or the drummer who played the drums on it. The other reason that I stopped making a big deal about it is when the song comes out, the listener is not going to care. The audience doesn't know and doesn't care where the drums come from on their favorite songs. All they know is they like the song or they don't like the song. I've come to realize that I don't make songs for other producers. I make music for the people who will stream it or buy it. That really is all that matters at the end of the day. The end result. You could use a break beat no one has ever heard, but if the song turns out whack, you can't brag about that. So now that I've made my case, I'm going to keep my word and play you samples of 3 beats I made to use Mass Appeal, Troy, and Nag Champa drum loops. Here's the Mass Appeal drums. Now here's my beat. What about the drums from They Reminisce Over You? I shouldn't do it. This is a classic. But because I respect and love the song so much, it's only right that I flip it. Here's my track. And now it's time for the late great Jay Dilla, the Nog Champa drums. And now listen to my beat. As always, I'll be happy to read your thoughts in the comments. Is using another hip-hop producer's drums considered biting, or does it not matter if you chop them up? But like I said earlier, this is not my main source of where I get my drums. I just like doing stuff like this for fun. There's usually a bunch of drums that I use on most of my beats these days. They're my go-to drums because they bang every time. I'll tell you about it in the video that's on your screen right now. It's called Every Great Producer Has a Custom Drum Kit. So if you want to know where I get my drums from, go ahead and click on that video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Peace.